Welcome. Today we are going to see unit number 3 in the subject ad hoc and sensor networks. In this unit we are going to concentrate upon routing protocols and transport layer in ad hoc wireless networks. Before let us concentrate first upon the issues in designing routing protocols for ad hoc networks. The major challenges of a routing protocol in wireless networks and particularly in ad hoc wireless networks are the mobility of nodes. It keeps on changing with respect to the time is concerned, so it is highly mobile. So once the routing has been established during a particular position of a node, later there is a chance for that node to get moved to another place. By that time the routing which has been already established will be of no use because of the node's movement. So these are all some of the major issues that has to be concentrated upon in dealing with the issues in designing a routing protocol. And resource constraints, resource in the sense since it is an ad hoc network, the node will be requiring the energy. Those energies will be pulled out from a battery source, where the battery can be termed as two ways. One is what we call it as energy harvesting sensor node, and battery powered sensor nodes are available. If it is an energy harvesting sensor node, then it will be getting all the required energy through a solar panel which has been mounted on the node itself. From the sunlight it will be getting that energy and converting it into electricity, and those energy will be utilized for the node's operations. The next is the error prone channel state. Mean to say that since it is a wireless medium, the channel may get disrupted due to the environmental conditions and the other factors which we have discussed in unit number 1 itself. So the next problem, which is more specifically addressed for ad hoc sensor networks, which we have seen in unit 2 also. For the completion of the syllabus, I am just repeating the same in unit number 3 also. The most important thing which needs to be addressed here is hidden and exposed terminal problems. I would like to explain this hidden and exposed terminal problems using a diagram in the later slides. Till then you just keep it in your mind there. This is one of the issues that needs to be addressed by the designer of a routing protocol. Here is where the mobility concerns and the associated parameters which needs to be addressed has been listed here, which you might be seeing in the screen. The network topology is highly dynamic, which I have addressed you earlier itself. Dynamic in the sense with respect to time, the topology will be changing, whereas in a static nodes are deployed means the network topology will not change its shape at any circumstances. Due to the network topology is dynamic, an ongoing session will be experiencing a frequent path breaks. The path break not only affect the source and destination but also the intermediate nodes also. So the entire topological informations will be get disrupted. So these sort of special care has to be taken while you are writing a routing protocol. And disruption due to the movement of the intermediate nodes or the end nodes or the source nodes will also get affected while you are designing a routing protocol. These concerns has to be taken into account. So our aim is to write a protocol which must be able to perform efficiently and effectively, though it has the mobility concerns. here we are addressing about bandwidth also. The radio bandwidth allotted by the government and the authorities are very limited, so that has to be utilized as efficiently as possible. To utilize the bandwidth efficiently, or to increase the efficiency of a bandwidth, the overhead that we send along with the data has to be made as small as possible, such that it consumes very less bandwidth. So this is one of the most important issue that you have to keep it in mind while designing a routing protocol. And I have told you how the radio broadcast channel will be prone to error in the earlier slide itself, so it is worth repeating. So I am just telling you what are all the informations that is necessary that you have to consider as a bullet points, which you can see it out. In the previous slide, I have been mentioning about the hidden and exposed terminal problems, which you can see here very clearly than by words. This graph will give you an entire picture of how a hidden terminal problem will be like. Here you can see three circles are drawn, and just concentrate upon the first circle, which is represented by node A, and the radius of that node A or the transmission range of node A is represented by the letter R, which you can see it clearly in the diagram which has been shown in the slide. Similarly, in the second circle, the center of the circle is pointed as node B, and the transmission range of node C is the third circle, which you can see here. Now you can see the timing diagram which is mentioned below that circle. The transmission of node A will be occupying a certain bandwidth, and the transmission of node C is also shown here. With respect to node A, node B is in the reachable range, so it is sending a data to node B. Whereas with respect to node C is concerned, node A is not in the direct transmission range. In these circumstances, while the node C is also interested in sending data to node B, then congestion will occur. So with respect to node A, node C is hidden. If you take it from node C, node A is hidden. So this is how the node hidden problem will be addressed. With respect to node B, node A and node C are in the reachable range, whereas node A doesn't know that node C is also sending the same data. So a congestion will occur. These sort of things is specific to ad hoc sensor networks and wireless sensor networks. This has to be addressed while we are writing a protocol. So points such as these plays a very vital role in designing a routing protocol. Let us see the solutions to the hidden terminal problem, which we have addressed in unit number 2 itself. Just as a recall, I am just mentioning what are all the protocols that has removed the problem of hidden and exposed terminal problems. Whereas here I have stated hidden terminal problem only, whereas this can also address the exposed terminal problem. Some of the protocols which has been already done these issues or done the solution for this problem is medium access collision avoidance. I hope you will be remembering that medium access collision avoidance addresses the problem of hidden and exposed terminal problem by exchanging a dialog between the source and the destination. and in that there are some problems that is associated, such as the binary exponential algorithm will be keep on mounting the powers of congestion, so the node cannot get access to send the data from source to a destination. So to address these issues, medium access collision avoidance for wireless has removed some of the problems which has been already available in MACA protocol. Similarly, the other protocol which addresses the problem of exposed terminal and hidden terminal problem is floor acquisition multiple access and dual busy tone multiple access. So these are the four protocols which has already addressed the problem of hidden and exposed terminal problems. So if we just look into those protocols deeper, we can get an insight about how to write a protocol to solve these problems. In this slide you can see what is the dialog that has been used by this above four protocols, such as MACA protocol, MACA-W protocol, floor acquisition multiple access protocol, and the other protocol is dual busy tone multiple access protocols. In that, the dialog that has been exchanged between the transmitter and receiver has been mentioned here. You can see through the diagram. First, the transmitter will be sending a request to send signal. If the receiver is free from any other activities or any other node is sending that data, means it will not be accepting that request. It will be just rejecting that request. If it is free, what it will do is it will send a clear to send signal to the transmitter, which has been mentioned by a dotted line, which you can see in the lower part of the timing diagram. It has been mentioned as T, R, A and B. T stands for the transmitter and R stands for the receiver, which you can see it in the diagram itself. So once the clear to send signal has been received by the transmitter, it starts transmitting the data packet to the destination. Once the data has been fully closed, then it will be sending the another request to send signal for sending the next packet of information. This is how the hidden terminal problem and exposed terminal problems are being addressed. Now let us see what are the classifications available for this routing information updating. For example, if the node gets mobile, the topological informations get changed. So those topological informations has to be maintained by each and every node. So based on that topological update mechanisms, it is being classified into three types. So the first one is what we call it as proactive or table driven routing protocols. From the name itself, you can understand that proactive means it will be maintaining the network topology informations in the form of a routing table, and it keeps on periodically exchanging the routing informations very frequently and keep an up-to-date informations with it. Proactive means it will be having all the routes for the nodes irrespective of the nodes. Irrespective of the nodes, it will be having all the routing informations priorly in the form of a table. That is why it is called as a proactive routing protocol. The next one is the reactive or on-demand routing protocol. Here, it doesn't have a prior routing table informations prepared. Once any node is requesting a route, then only it will be trying to establish that path, and by establishing the connection, then it will be giving the routing information to the source, and then it will be transferring the information to the destination. So these falls under the category of reactive or on-demand routing protocols. The third category is the mix-up of both of the above two protocols. That is why it is called hybrid routing protocols. Protocols belonging to this category will be having all the positive things available in the above two protocols, which will be utilized in a hybrid way, such that a best future can be addressed based on the needs.